Good morning, everybody. Today we are going to be talking about a little niche thing that I really like to dive into, and that's the world of the backstage behind movies and TV shows. Particularly, I like it when I find out that there's a little bit of a crime element to things. I've talked previously about the Disney animatronic that was stolen named Buzzy before, and so this is a little bit of a niche thing. Things were stolen from the Beetlejuice 2 set quite recently, within the last 2 weeks, and I seen this article on People, so we're just gonna go ahead and talk about that today. So without any further ado, grab your snacks, grab your drinks, and let's just go ahead and roll the intro. Welcome back. Now let's go ahead and jump into the article and figure out what is going on and why is stuff being stolen from the Beetlejuice 2 set. Beetlejuice 2 props, including a 150-pound abstract art statue, were stolen from the set of the anticipated sequel. Beetlejuice 2 was filming outdoor scenes in East Corneth, Vermont prior to the actors' strike. And then there's some pictures of it. I will be popping all this stuff up on the screen. Beetlejuice 2 is experiencing a theft problem on site. On Thursday, the Vermont State Police said in a news release that they were investigating two, count them, two, reported thefts of items used in Tim Burton's upcoming sequel, which was filming in East Corneth, Vermont. In one instance, the film's security team reported to police just after midnight on July 14th that somebody had removed a large lamppost topped with a distinctive pumpkin decoration and fled with the item in the back of a pickup truck. So they're locals. I'm going to assume that these are locals going around and stealing shit. I'm going to assume that it's locals. 4 days later, officials from the film reported to the department that the perpetrators had stolen an approximately 150-pound statue from the cemetery that the movie was filming at. So, one thing real quick. One thing. The way they worded this is kind of weird to me, because it can be read in two different ways. This can be read in two different ways. Did they either A, leave something in the cemetery that wasn't actually cemetery property and that got stolen? Or on the flip side, did they steal something from the cemetery itself and not the film crew, but the film crew like noticed it after they were filming there and noticed it was gone? The way that the article worded this is kind of weird. Like, you can obviously tell that it belonged to the movie crew, because why else would the movie crew go and report a 150-pound art statue stolen from the cemetery if it wasn't theirs? But the way that they worded this, it could have been read the other way, which is the way I first read this article. I thought, did they actually, like, just steal something from the cemetery and not know? But if they're locals, let's go with the original thing that I thought, which is that they're local. But if they're local, then they wouldn't just unknowingly steal from the cemetery, so it has to belong to the film crew. But, like, the way that they worded this in the article was weird, and it could have been read the other way, that, like, they were too dumb and didn't recognize that they actually just stole something from the cemetery and wasn't from the film. But anyway, the police department reported that a vehicle used in the first theft appeared to be an older model GMC pickup truck, and noted that the second theft may have happened any time between 5 p.m. local time on July 13th and 11 a.m. Monday on the 17th. Warner Bros. Pictures, the studio producing the upcoming sequel, did not immediately respond to people's request for comments. Well, of course! They ain't gonna want no bad press! I mean, personally, I don't think it's bad press. I kind of just think this stuff is interesting, because who is going to steal this stuff? Like, I understand that there's a lot of news and a lot of hubbub, and Jenna Ortega's there, which is a really popular actress. And I'm going to go ahead and say it right now, I'm not surprised that this happened, honestly. I'm honestly not surprised that this happened, because I have been seeing TikToks about this set and in this town, and people that actually live in town saying, like, hey, I'm here, this is where they're filming Beetlejuice 2, look at all this cool shit that they have around my town right now. Like, I have been seeing videos constantly.
Beetlejuice 2 is being filmed in my town right now, so I just thought I'd show you, like, what's going on. All the houses, or the majority, have been decorated.
On voit ici Jen Ortega.
Constantly about this movie and where they're filming and all the stuff that they're filming. So I'm not exactly surprised that stuff ended up stolen, but at the same time, to me, it's crazy because, again, this is a Tim Burton movie. This is a movie from a well-known director, and there's obviously some really big names attached, so you think there would be some really tight security around the important things, like the props or the sets, as well as the actors and the director himself. You think that there would be more security for the work that these people in the creative department have done, instead of just leaving shit in the cemetery for any old Joe in his pickup truck to steal.
I'm going to just start putting this in here and go, warning, you are about to enter the rant zone. I am about to completely divulge, while also somewhat sticking to the original source material of this video, but it's about to go into a rant. So if you don't want to participate in that, I recommend you just skip to the end of the video, like and subscribe. But if you're here for me to rant about bullshit that also happens in the entertainment industry, then please continue, and let's get back to it.
It's just absolutely mind-boggling to me when this kind of stuff happens, because you think, with it being a piece of art that's going to be immortalized in a movie, that people would take better care of this stuff, but you hear about it all the time. There's countless props from iconic movies. I just seen the other day a video on TikTok about the dragon from The Never-Ending Story. They found his head in a warehouse. They found that iconic thing on the movie cover, wasting away in a warehouse. And it's absolutely mind-boggling to me that they would leave these iconic pieces of cinematic history just to rot and to die. I can't imagine what it's like personally for the artists or the robotic person, like I don't know the exact term for the people that create animatronics. Okay, as much as I love Five Nights at Freddy's, I really don't know the correct term, but the people behind the robotics department building these creations and putting their blood, sweat, and tears into it. And I know with the writer's strike, which I am in full support of, the writers and the actors going on strike right now, and I am just rooting for them and all the creativity that has been wasted, because you know there's probably some really good scripts out there that are never gonna see the light of day for countless TV shows or movies where they've changed things and it could have been so much better for them decisions. And yet we'll never see these things. There's been movies that have been worked on for years that'll probably never come out. I mean, I talked about Batgirl. They had that movie completely ready and for editing, and it was almost done edited. And now we'll never see it. And I feel like that is one sad thing. As someone who is also a creative, it's seeing the hard work and the creativity and these gifts that people have given us, and the people in charge of those things just let them die or get destroyed or stolen or to rot. And it's really fucking sad to me. It's really fucking sad, because imagine your hard work giving it and trusting it to these people and just wanting the absolute best for this project that you're working on and this collaborative effort that you and a whole bunch of people are working on, to just see it in a warehouse rotting away without its body 20 years later or 50 years later. Like, that would be soul crushing. That would be soul crushing. So I really feel for everyone involved in the creative departments of everything, including this movie, and having to deal with this shit being stolen. I just feel really bad. You know what? I would like it if one day, with situations like this, if one day directors or the creative departments or whatever, if they're planning on leaving stuff behind or leaving it to just rot, why can't they let the people that come around during filming to sign up to get certain pieces that they're not going to use anymore after they're done filming with it? Because that way, you're giving it to the people that actually will take care of this shit, preserving it. It'll be the glory in someone's collection, especially if these people have driven or flown miles upon miles to just even get a glimpse at this stuff while it's being used actively on set. Why don't they have like a sheet where they can list all the stuff that they're not going to use or they're going to just throw away? You know, like the little props or even the huge shit that they're not going to want to move afterwards. Put that stuff on a list, and when people come around the set, be like, hey, we have this list. If there's a specific item that you might be interested in having or taking care of after we're done, we're not going to use the shit. Maybe you'll want it, you know, as a fan, maybe you'll want this. And then people can just sign their name on it, and when they're done filming, they can just either send it in the mail or whatever, because it's not going to cost that much, honestly. I mean, if there's local people around, just give them a list of the stuff, and then when you're done filming with it, give the shit to them. Give it to the fans that you know are going to be there and in the crowd and wanting to take care of this stuff after it's gone, so it's not just gonna disappear. Like a lot of iconic pieces of art in cinematic history. And I know this is a whole other rant, and it kind of ties into the original article, but it baffles me when this stuff goes missing. It baffles me. I know that it's just the greed of people, and I know that it's just shit that, you know, a big wig and corporate isn't gonna give a shit about, but it's the stuff that the fans like me mourn over. Like, I don't even know if there's any actual original pairs of Judy Garland shoes from The Wizard of Oz left. There was a pair of those stolen from the Judy Garland Museum, I think it was. The ruby slippers from Wizard of Oz. One of the most historic pieces of cinematic history. Even those props weren't safe. Some of the most iconic shoes probably ever to exist. Gone. It's just disappointing when this shit happens to me. I don't know. Maybe it's just because I'm also a creative and I like creating stuff, and just the thought of seeing that stuff broken or missing later on after I put hours upon hours into it with other people, and ugh, it just sucks. So yeah, I wanted to talk about this today. I think it's kind of funny, and I think it's kind of cool as well as heartbreaking. It's cool, it's kooky, it's weird news, and I kind of wanted to talk about it because there's just a lot of stuff going on in the commentary space right now that I've really just... I either don't know these people enough to want to talk about it, or I don't want to do the research sometimes. You know how it is? Sometimes you just don't want to do the research, especially when the situation just doesn't seem like something you have anything creative to add to it. So yeah, if you're looking for my socials, I'll be popping them up on the screen. somewhere. Be popping them up. That's what I got for you guys. What are your thoughts and feelings and opinions about this? Let me know in the comments below. Yeah. I really wish the writers and the actors all the best during the strikes going on. I really do. It's about time these people got their fair pay. Yeah. So that's what I got for you guys. I love you all so much, and I hope you have the best day.